10 years ago, Porsche introduced the compact Macan SUV. It quickly became a hit among consumers for its city-sized dimensions as well as exhilarating Porsche driving dynamics. Now in 2024, it will be available alongside the all-new Porsche Macan Electric. The new Macan Electric retains the city-sized dimensions of its gasoline counterpart. It is roughly the same height and same width, but it is a little bit longer. However, you don't need to worry about the Macan Electric being cumbersome to maneuver in a tight parking lot because it is available with rear-wheel steering. At slower speeds, these back wheels turn in the opposite direction to the front wheels by about 5 degrees, thus helping reduce the turning circle of the Macan Electric. At higher speeds, they turn in the same direction as the front wheels, thus making the car feel more stable. But that's not all that the new Macan Electric uses to keep the driver in control. It comes standard with adaptive air suspension with 4 selectable modes, 5 ride height positions, and the ability to lower only the rear axle for easier loading and unloading. Then there's the Macan 4, 4S, and Turbo, which come with a dual motor layout, thus creating an all-wheel drive system. So if you want to take your Macan Electric up a snowy mountain pass, put on a set of winter tires on it and it'll be able to handle the white fluffy stuff without any issue. The standard Macan Electric, however, is only available as a single-motor, rear-wheel drive only SUV. The single-motor Macan Electric is capable of producing 335 horsepower and 451 pound-feet of torque. But if you engage launch control, the overboost function will momentarily provide 355 horsepower. That's enough to accelerate the Macan Electric from a stop to 100 km an hour in 5.7 seconds. The Macan Electric 4, 4S, and this Turbo have incremental increases in power outputs, from just over 400 horsepower all the way up to 630 horsepower with the overboost function and launch control of this Macan Electric Turbo. 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in this car is in the low 3-second range. Providing the motors with the electrical power is a 100 kilowatt-hour battery pack. A pretty sizable battery pack for such a compact luxury SUV. That battery also gives the Porsche Macan Electric a driving range of up to 654 kilometers. That's like driving from Vancouver to Seattle and back on a single charge with a little bit of charge left in the battery. In fact, all versions of the Macan Electric, including the 630 horsepower Turbo, have driving ranges of over 600 kilometers. All versions of the Macan Electric can be recharged at a maximum rate of up to 270 kilowatts. Porsche doesn't say exact charging times at this rate, but we're estimating that it will be around 20 minutes from 10% to 80%. From an 11 kilowatt level 2 charger, it can be recharged from 0% to 100% in about 10 hours. You can also get the Macan Electric with a power-operated charge flap. However, this will cost you $670 if you want to fit it to your Macan Electric. But anyway, the power and exhilarating driving experience is only part of the Porsche equation. The other part is the luxurious interior. The Macan Electric takes some inspiration from the Cayenne, which was updated for the 2024 model year. It has the same steering wheel, a configurable digital driver instrumentation cluster, a large infotainment touchscreen, and optional passenger touchscreen which allows access to navigation and streaming apps such as YouTube, where you can watch our videos. So take a second and click that subscribe button. Anyway, cheap plug-in aside, the Porsche Macan Electric has the same climate controls, which is a blend of physical toggle switches and capacitive touch buttons for quick access. There's also a new head-up display, which Porsche says is made to look like an 87-inch TV screen when it's projected about 30 feet away. This means that you still have all of the vital information right in front of you, but your eyes don't need to refocus as much, therefore reducing eye strain. That is German thinking. Depending on which seats you have optioned on your Macan Electric, the driver and passenger sit up to 1 inch lower in this new Macan compared to the gasoline version. But you don't need to worry about visibility if you're a shorter individual. The Macan Electric is equipped with standard 8-way power seats. The rear occupants sit half an inch lower than the gasoline version and have a bit more legroom thanks to the longer wheelbase of the car. There's also a standard panoramic sunroof to allow for more light in these back seats. The Macan Electric has a starting price of $94,900. Of course, the price does incrementally increase depending on the trim level. This turbo version starts at $127,800. Then there is the options list, where you can endlessly customize your very own Porsche Macan electric. And should you need help in customizing your very own Porsche, our knowledgeable product specialists at Porsche Center Richmond and Porsche Center Langley are more than happy to help you get behind the steering wheel of your very own car. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you in the next one.